Alright, so here we are at the bench. Got my ignition kit complete with 2 sets of spark plug wire, 2 coils with screws and boot cover, 2 J4C spark plugs, and Evinrude Johnson 172522 tune-up kit. It's points and condensers for both cylinders, and then new boots and wire ends. And this kit, if I can get it all in one shot, there's everything that this kit will fit. I got all of that from vintageoutboard.com. Little shameless plug, but he's helped me out a lot through all the stuff that I've done so far in my short time of collecting. So, put that up there. So here at the bench, we have our ignition plate that I've already gone ahead and loosened the 3 screws holding the coil on to the mag plate. So I'll just go ahead and take those out. Try not to make this too boring. You'll probably fast forward through a lot of stuff. At least try to. And these just, well, they would just, if I get everything out loose. Hopefully these come loose. Just rotate that out of the way. And then they'll just pull out once I unhook everything. Truly unhook everything. I'll just get these out of the way. Now on these, well, looks like we've got some live critters in there. That's new. I've never had. Never had live critters. Before. So that's always interesting. Can't wait to figure out what else is waiting for me. Anyway, so these just slide on out of their respective holes. And then I will probably end up, oh, never mind. I might save the boots, but as for the rest of it, those will just end up going in the garbage. And on these mag plates, the coil that is that would face the front of the engine is your top cylinder coil. which is indicated by the top band that is on it, and you'll have to take that off and put it on the new one, on the new wire. It sounds like my son is getting in trouble. Alright, we'll set that aside. Same thing with this one. Pull everything all the way out. I'll just set it and set. Same thing. A little rusty, but it should be okay. Oh well, those might be a little tricky, but we'll see. May have to feed the coil wire underneath. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get those loose. May or may not. Show you this one. Yeah, probably could have used it until I did that, but I can still use the boot, so. And sometimes that's what happens, they just bust apart like that when you try to lift them up out of there. No biggie. Excuse me. And then just pulls right out from under there. Okay, and then you're going to have underneath one of the coils, there's going to be this little, the oiler wick holder. And usually there's just a really old crumbly chunk stuck in there. And your tune-up kit will come with one. It actually comes with two, one in each bag of points, but you only need one. And then on your points, there's a little clip that holds them in. Thing is just full of bugs, ain't it? So you just take that and full of bugs. First one I've ever had full of bugs. Your tune-up kit will come with new pins. I save them because I'm clumsy sometimes and they shoot off in different directions and I can't figure out where they went to. Take your hold down screw out, and the whole assembly just slides right up on off of there. Now these ones aren't too bad a shape, but I can tell that everything else in here has been in here a while, so just good to replace them anyway, or keep them for spares. And actually, I just noticed something, that my adjuster on this set of points right here is broke. There should be an adjuster screw like this one here, but it is missing. It's broke. Well, we'll get it together and see how it works. Maybe I can get it going and then fix it at a later date. Who knows? I did not notice that was missing. Right up on off of there. Okay. Now your tune-up kit. Two new condensers. And then your two new sets of points. And each box that has your points in it will have one of these. It'll have the clip that holds the metal band onto the adjuster, the clip that holds the whole setup onto that pin, and then your oiler wick. And each one will have all three of those, but you only need one oiler wick. So get these out of here. Oiler wick tends to make things stick to each other. So I usually just stick the dimpled end of that to the outside of the adjuster, and then I slide this in underneath it. And then slide it down on. And put your adjuster, your hold down screw down there. Perfect. You can put that on. Put your condenser down in. Tighten her down. it's just a repeat for the other side. So we'll do a coil. Take a chunk of the wire that comes in the kit. Usually slide the boot over the end of the wire, and then you'll want actually it doesn't really matter. And there's a metal pin in the coil that you want the core of the spark plug wire to pierce, or at least be near or part of. You just push it all the way in as far as it'll go, and then slide the boot over the top of that. So it all fits on there snug, and then just feed the wire right straight through. And let's see, that looks like the one that, yep, that is the one. You know, and I guess I never really paid attention to that, but there's only one of those screw mounts that is cut for the oiler wick. So I just learned something new. So you stick your oiler wick in with the dry end going towards the L shape. It just slides right in. Goes, presses on just like so. And the coil goes down in. And then you just stick your long screw through there. Now that screw, the long one, doesn't actually hold it in place, so you don't have to tighten it all the way down. And then you stick your other one down in there. Sometimes it can be a little bit hard to find the hole to get it to start. And then this one in there. Actually, you know what? I forgot a step. Before I do that, we got to take the black ground wire and put our screw through that first. And I kind of just curl it and pinch it against there so it holds it in place, so it's not sticking out too far. And then just lightly tighten those down. Now you want to get the face of that coil flush with this boss. Now I don't have the coil tool that goes around this to set the coils. I guess you could say it sets them properly for air gap against the flywheel. I don't have that, but I've gotten decent at just feeling the edge to see where it lines up. So, but once I got these snug, kind of just knock it over. There. So it just goes right straight back on there. And it'll be the same thing for the second set. Same thing, like I said, this pack comes with the oiler wick, the clip, and the attachment clip in the same bag. So hopefully that clip won't shoot off into oblivion. Clip onto the new set. Points onto the new set. And then stack of points on. Now I might not actually get this to run now that I think about it, but we'll see. Because without having that adjuster screw or any way to really get that one out unless I can drill and tap it. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe SOL on that one. May have to find another mag plate for this little guy. But we'll see. Hopefully I don't. So I guess we'll just see how this works out. So now we'll take the green wire that goes to our points, and I usually just tuck them up underneath. And this one's usually just coiled up. Just gonna tuck it up under. I'll take a point screw, feed it on in there. And that's another reason why I'm trying to find a house with a shop. No noisy kids. Just tuck it up underneath there so it doesn't get stuck on nothing. Up out of the way. Kind of bend that away so it's not touching ground. There. Now I'll leave this other set undone to when I get to the timing, because you need to have these disconnected from the points to properly set timing. So I'll just leave this set undone until I get over back to the engine. And then I also leave the boot ends and the inserts off, excuse me, until I can get the proper length, because these are just a generic cut length on these to accommodate different engines. So we'll go back over the engine and we'll get started there. See you back at the engine.